guys, I'm Pickles Parker, and today I will be doing a sort of ranty sort of discussion video on why I think Justice League has to succeed. So, yeah, why I think the Justice League has to succeed, because the DCEU has practically, all it's been doing is just trying to copy Marvel, and as much as I love Marvel and the MCU, they're their own brand of movies, and DC shouldn't try and copy it, because they have some of the best heroes, and frankly, some of even better villains, so they should be doing better than just trying to copy Marvel, despite all the MCU and how good their movies are and how much of a hit they are. And obviously, The Dark Knight was such a good success in these three films that DC was a force to be reckoned with, and The Dark Knight is probably one of the best superhero movies of all time. So, where did it all go wrong? Now, Man of Steel, as much as it is a good movie and it has got some really good special effects, I probably don't, I don't consider it as highly as other people. It's similar to The Amazing Spider-Man, why I think that's one of the worse films of the Spider-Man films, whereas other people prefer it. And it's just because you already know the story, and most of what that film is just retelling that same story, and so you practically know it all before. It's like when you go to rewatch something and you know everything that happens, it's not always as good, and you already knew what was going to happen. Similar to Man of Steel, practically all that movie is a mashup of Superman, the movie, and Superman 2 to make Man of Steel. And yeah, it's a good movie, but I don't really think it is as good as people think it is, because it's just a remake of the old Superman movies. And obviously then there was a 3-year gap. Batman v Superman had been in the pipeline for quite a while, and I was really hyped because I'd really just got into DC a bit more, and I really wanted to see Batman v Superman, and I thought it was going to be a brilliant movie, but it was a huge disappointment. Nobody can say that it wasn't. I think it's one of those movies they were trying to copy Marvel with, sort of Civil War, I guess, and it just really didn't go. It was they should have had a Batman solo movie and then do this. But it was just too early on. They should have had a Man of Steel, a Batman movie, Superman 2, and then sort of had Justice League and maybe had this later on, because it didn't gel. You could see that it was just a mishmash of different ideas. They would Lex Luthor, they would Batman, they would backlash of Man of Steel, they would people to hate Superman, they would Doomsday, they wanted Batman v Superman, they wanted Superman to die, they wanted Wonder Woman, they wanted to set up for the Justice League. They put everything into a movie, and it just didn't really work at all. And it was such a disappointment because it had terrible acting, terrible characters, terrible interpretation of characters. Lex Luthor was too eccentric, and he wasn't Lex Luthor, and he fell he didn't really he didn't do as well as he could have if he was in a standalone Superman movie, and I think that I didn't like Ben Affleck's Batman in it. To be honest, there was no terrible motives for all the characters. It was just a terrible film. I hated it. And then we go to Suicide Squad, which this week is probably almost a year since it was released. And I was really anticipated for it, like Batman v Superman. But I may say maybe more for this one, because of the really brilliant trailers with Bohemian and Rhapsody. That was just a brilliant trailer. And I thought it was a brilliant film on first watch, probably not as much on now. I didn't think as highly of it as I did, but I still love it. But there's no doubt it is a very flawed film. Obviously it's just trying to introduce you to as many villains as possible for future films, and yeah, it's one of these films that you can think that you won't really think it's the third movie of a franchise. You think it to be much further down the line, and practically there's many villains wasted. It's only Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and maybe you could say El Diablo that really get any screen time. I mean, you've got Killer Croc, who barely gets any screen time. Boomerang barely gets any screen time. Katana barely gets any screen time. Rick Flag barely gets any screen time. Slipknot never gets any screen time. He's there, what was the point of him even being in it? He gets killed like the first 2 seconds he's there. But yeah, it's kind of sort of like a guilty pleasure. Not many people like it. I do like it, probably more than other people do. But yeah, I didn't like the Joker in it. I think Jared Leto's Joker I did not like at all. He's not the Joker. I knew they tried to go for this more gangster route to it, but I didn't really like it. That's not who the Joker is. And then after that, Suicide Squad, you go back and watch The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker is spot on. And also in Gotham, Jerome Velasco, they're sort of equivalent of the Joker of sorts. He's also very good, and those two are quintessential Joker. They embody everything of the Joker, and I just don't think Jared Leto's Joker was the Joker. He was some crazy gangster, for sure, but he wasn't the Joker, so I didn't like his performance. But there were some very redeeming qualities. Will Smith as Deadshot and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn were very good, and the ending I liked setting up for a Batman movie was good, but there's no doubt that there are a lot of flaws, and I sort of did lose hope that the DCU, that they were they're trying to get Justice League in as quick as possible, because obviously Marvel's Avengers did so good like when it was released, and they're trying to get that money maker as quick as possible because they knew people would watch it, go to see it. And I was worried by that because they just try to copy Marvel, and when they try and copy Marvel it doesn't work. But then Wonder Woman came, and I'm confident in saying it is the best film in the DCU because it was original, it was different, they hadn't tried to copy Marvel. And Suicide Squad, some people say you could sort of copy Guardians of the Galaxy of sorts a little bit, but Wonder Woman, it was you hadn't had a Wonder Woman movie in like ever, and it was just so good. It was so original. The plot, it had captured very good mythology of Wonder Woman's past with a villain Ares from Wonder Woman, with also capturing a very good World War I plot as well. It had good supporting characters, a great setting, and a great story. And Gal Gadot, she sort of feels like shoehorned in Batman v Superman, only there to set up the Batman, the Justice League movie. Sorry, she didn't really do anything, she felt wasted. But in this movie, she really came into her element, and Wonder Woman is probably the best portrayed hero in the DCU so far. And it just gave me hope for Justice League, that maybe it could happen. And it could be good if it takes a similar throne from Wonder Woman, and it doesn't copy Marvel. As I know Darkseid will probably be in it either, because Thanos will be in Avengers Infinity War, they're practically the same character. But yeah, I do have hope, but what it does need to succeed is because you've got what Marvel does best, as much as I love the Avengers, and I love Captain America and stuff, is that the Spider-Man movies had happened, the X-Men movies had happened, Fantastic Four, but they gave relatively unknown characters to most people. Like Guardians, Iron Man, not really Captain America, but you've got Ant-Man there, you've got Hawkeye, Black Widow, tons of different heroes nobody had even really heard about unless you're a nerd of Marvel. But those movies were so good and they really gave an element. And that's what you've got. You've got Cyborg, you've got Aquaman, you've got, well, not necessarily The Flash because they have the TV show, but sort of, though you've obviously got Shazam, he's having his own movie. You've got, this is what DC need to do best, because that's what Marvel did best, because nobody knows, and that's what they're doing with Wonder Woman. Nobody knew her origin, she never had a movie before, and it was brilliant. That's what Marvel did, and that's what they need to do with these heroes, and that's why Justice League needs to succeed, because those movies, nobody really go to see them unless Justice League is a hit, and they need to take more of a lighter tone, because I don't think, obviously Batman, I love Batman when he's dark and grey, but with superpowers like people like Superman, it really doesn't work, and that is Arrow's flaw. The first 2 series were amazing, dark and grey. Then when they tried to have superheroes, and they tried to make it dark and grey, it sort of lost it and didn't really do good, and that's why I think the last few series of Arrow haven't been as good. And I think that's what also was the flaw of Batman v Superman. They tried to make Superman dark and grey and it didn't work, and I hope they didn't try and do that for Justice League. They tried to make it reasonably dark, like there is a real threat there, people die, etc, etc. But also try and make it, I wouldn't say copy Marvel, because I've said don't copy Marvel in this video, but sort of try and make it like, sort of like a family sort of thing, I'd say. Just to get people like absorbed into these characters, and don't make characters like the Flash, who will probably be quite light in their own movies, dark in this one. That's something that the Avengers balanced quite well in their movies, that when they all came together, they all sort of, each element of their each different stories were all brought together in the film. And I think that's what Justice League is. Please like this video if you have enjoyed it, and if you want to see more content from my channel, then please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.